Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This is Rekha Venkateshwarlu, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. Today, I am going to discuss about the topic electric potential applications to linear plane charge distributions. The plan of my talk is introduction, relation between electric field strength and electric potential. Then after, we will cover the discussion of electric potential application to linear charge distribution. Then after, electric potential application to plane charge distribution and problem solving. Lastly, we'll see the summary. Yes. So for the present lecture, I would like to start with some basic concepts. First, electric field strength. Suppose that this is the electric field of charge plus Q. In that, if any point, if I keep a unit positive charge, the force acting on the unit positive charge is called as field strength at that point. So here the field direction is in this direction, A bar, because 1 coulomb charge can be repelled in this direction. Hence, the force experienced by the unit positive charge, which is kept in the electric field at any point, is called field strength at that point. It is a vector quantity. Its SI unit is volt per meter or Newton by Coulomb. Now, the electric potential is defined as, at the same point, the unit positive charge. The work done in taking the unit positive charge from infinity to that point is called potential at that point. The work done in moving the unit positive charge from infinity to a point in the electric field is called potential at that point, Vp, we write. Vp is equal to work done by the test charge Q naught. Okay, here you remember that the potential at infinity is taken as 0. V infinity equals to 0. Then with reference to that, the potential at the point Vp, we write it as Vp equal to W by Q naught. Now, we are going to discuss about the topic how to derive the relation between field strength and potential. The first concept is relation between electric field strength and potential. Okay, so for that, you observe this figure. A uniform electric field of intensity, capital E bar. Here, the electric lines of force are parallel and equidistant. The field direction is shown here, E bar direction from left to right. In that, you consider a point A and B, right? A test charge Q naught is moving from point A to B. Distance between these 2 points is say D. Okay. So then the force experienced by the test charge Q naught, how much force on Q naught is given by Q naught into E. This is acting parallel to the field direction. Q naught E bar direction is parallel to the E bar because Q naught is the positive test charge. Then the force on the positive charge is always parallel to the field. Therefore, in moving the test charge from point A to B against the field, then force has to be applied by the external agent. In that process, the work done by the external agent, in moving from point A to B, is given by W equal to minus Q naught E into distance D, according to the formula F into D. Okay, where minus sign is opposite to the Q naught E force acting on the charge direction. But the work done, we can write in other words that equal to potential difference between the points, that is say If V is the potential difference between A and B, V, then V into D. Potential difference V into charge Q naught, equation 2. What I'm saying? The work done in moving the test charge Q naught from point A to B is equal to V into Q naught, where V represents potential difference between the points A, B. Q naught is the, so whatever we have taken the test charge. From equation 1 and 2, we can write V Q naught is equals to Q naught ED. Q naught cancel. Then V is equal to E into D. Okay. But here V is what? VB minus VA. If you write VA minus VB, then minus will be cancelled, of course. So here E equal to V by D. Equal to V by D. Right? This is the relation between field strength and potential. The next concept is what is meant by equipotential surface. Equipotential surface. Right. So this is defined as the plane or surface, the surface on which at every point electric potential remains constant is called as equipotential surface. Okay. For example, if you consider a point charge plus Q, then you construct the concentric spheres by taking Q as the center with the different radius like this. This spherical surface is equipotential surface. All the spherical surfaces are equipotential surfaces. Why? Because the potential at every point on this surface is constant. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Due to the point charge, what is the potential? V is equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. If it is the distance R1, R2, R3, potential at every point in the first sphere 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R1. Potential at every point on the second spherical surface 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R2. On the third spherical surface 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R3. So these are the equipotential surfaces. Okay. Similarly, one more example, when you consider a uniform electric field, since here electric lines of forces are parallel and equidistant, then the perpendicular planes considered parallel to these lines of force can be treated as a equipotential surface. To this field direction, if you consider the electric line, if you consider the planes perpendicular to this electric lines of force, they will be the equipotential surfaces. So what are the properties of equipotential surfaces? Number one, here on the surface potential at every point remains constant. V constant at every point. So this is our definition. Electric lines of force are perpendicular to the surface at any point. So due to the charge plus Q, the lines of force, radially outward. So this is perpendicular to the surface. You can observe from the figure. Lines of force, electric lines of force are perpendicular to equipotential surface. The lines of force represents the field strength direction, E bar. Hence, E bar is perpendicular to the equipotential surface. So one more point is, since at every point potential is the constant, so the work done in moving from one point to another point, a test charge Q naught is moved from A to B. So then work done must be equals to 0, as there is no potential difference. So what I'm saying, the work done in moving the charge from one point to another point is equals to 0, as there is no potential difference. Okay. No two equipotential surface intersect each other. If you think like so that, then at that point of intersection, the electric potential should possess two values. But on the equipotential surface at any point, the potential should has only single value. Therefore, it is contradiction. Hence, no two equipotential surface intersect. Okay. Due to the point charge, the equipotential surface are concentric spherical surfaces. In the uniform electric field, you can imagine the planes perpendicular to the field direction are the equipotential surfaces. So, the next content we are going to discuss is the field as potential gradient, electric field strength as potential gradient. This relation we have to establish. So for that, in an electric field, you consider equipotential surfaces having the potential V, V plus delta V, V plus 2 delta V respectively. And the first surface, again, A is the point, right? So there I am keeping the test charge Q0. So then this will experience the force normal to the surface Q0 E in this direction, because the field direction is always perpendicular to the equipotential surface at any point. Okay. Now this test charge is moving from point A to B, then the displacement say dl bar by an external agent by application of the force F bar. This F bar is against the Q0 E bar. Okay. So the work done in moving the test charge Q0 from point A to B, the external agent should apply the force F bar against the field direction in this direction. Here angle between F bar and dl bar is theta. Okay. So now let us write the steps. Force on test charge by an external agent is equals to F is equal, F bar equal minus Q0 E bar. Now the work done by the agent W equal to how much? W equals to, that is F bar dot D double equals to F bar dot DL bar, since the displacement DL bar, D double equal to F bar minus Q0 E bar dot DL bar. Okay. From this, dW by Q0 is equal minus E bar dot DL bar. Say equation 1. But dW by Q0 represents potential difference between these 2 points. So we write it as the dV equal to minus E bar dot DL bar, equation 2, where dV is the potential difference between the points A and B. But dV we can write as dV equal dou V by dou X dx plus dou V by dou Y dy plus dou V by dou Z dz. Then dV is equal I cap dou V by dou X plus J cap dou V by dou Y plus K cap dou V by dou Z into I cap dx plus J cap dy plus K cap dz. Okay. This is equal, it is what? Grad V, that is del bar V dot dxi plus dyj plus dzk is the displacement dl bar. Okay. So what we got? dv equal to del bar V dot dl bar, equation 3. From equations 2 and 3, we can write E bar is equal minus del bar V, that is minus grad V. This is the relation between field strength and electric potential in another words. So what is the conclusion? Electric field strength is equal to the negative gradient of electric potential. If the electric field vector components Ex, Ey, Ez, E bar can be written as EXI cap plus EYJ cap plus EZK cap, that equal to minus del bar V I cap dou V by dou X minus J cap dou V by dou Y minus K cap dou V by dou Z. So comparing these left and right hand side, we can write Ex is equal minus dou V by dou X, Ey equal to minus dou V by dou Y, Ez equal minus dou V by dou Z. So these are the electric field strength components along X, Y, Z directions. Okay. So the relation between field strength and potential is equal V by D, or E bar equal to minus gradient of electric potential. Is potential application due to a linear charge distribution. Linear charge distribution. So for that example, you take a uniformly charged infinite length of a wire. Uniformly charged infinite length of a wire. So this is a uniformly charged infinite length of a wire with charge density lambda, linear charge density lambda. So if you consider a point P at the perpendicular distance R from the wire, there in the previous lectures, we derived the formula for electric field strength at the point P. E bar direction is along the R bar direction. So what is that? E bar equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R into R cap. R cap is the unit vector along E bar direction, along the R bar direction, or field strength direction. Okay, here magnitude of field strength lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Okay, so now using this expression, we can calculate the potential at that point V of R equal minus integral infinity to R E bar dot dr bar. This is the relation between the field strength and potential in integral form. That equals to minus infinity to R E dr. Why we are writing E dr? Here E bar direction, the displacement, small displacement dr bar direction are the same. E bar dot dr bar equal to E dr cos 0, then you will get E into dr. Okay. By integrating here minus integral infinity to R, E you substitute lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R dr equal to minus lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught taking common outside of the integral of dr by R. That gives minus lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. It is log R, ln R plus C. C is the integration constant. This equation represents the potential due to a linear charge distribution in the case of uniformly charged infinite length of a wire. Similarly, we can derive the potential due to plane charge distribution. The next content is potential due to a plane charge distribution. Plane charge distribution. For that, you consider the example uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Okay. So for that, you consider this figure. This is a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet with the charge density sigma. Sigma is charge per unit area, that is total charge by area. So then, due to this infinite plane sheet at any near point, the field strength direction E bar equal sigma by 2 epsilon naught n cap, where n cap is the unit vector in this direction. That is normal to the sheet, normal to the sheet. So since we consider the positively charged plane sheet, here E bar direction normal to this outward. If you consider the negative sheet, then E bar direction will be in this direction. That is perpendicular to the sheet inwards. Okay, right. So for our case, since it is the positively charged, E bar direction is like this. Here magnitude sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now the field strength we can, by using this, the potential V of equal minus infinity to R E bar dot dr bar equal to minus infinity to R E dr, because E bar direction dr bar direction same. E bar dot dr bar equal to E dr cos 0 E dr. That equals to minus infinity to R E sigma by 2 epsilon naught sigma by 2 epsilon naught into dr. V of R is equals to minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught R plus C is some integration constant. This is the expression for electric potential due to a plane charge distribution. Okay. Right. Just using this concept, let us solve some problems. The first problem, look at here. What is the electric potential at the surface of nucleus of gold of radius is 6.6 into 10 power minus 15 meter. The atomic number of gold is 79 given. So due to the point charge Q at the distance R, potential formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. So using that, V equal 9 into 10 power 9. Here charge is equal to ZE. Nucleus charge equal to plus ZE. Atomic number 79. Charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 by R is the radius of the nucleus, that is given as 6.6 into 10 power minus 15. So by doing the calculation, we'll get the answer. Look at the second problem. A spherical drop of water carrying a charge of 3 into 10 power minus 6 coulomb has a potential of 500 volt at its surface. Okay, this is the spherical drop. Okay, on the surface potential given as 500 volt. Right. So what is the radius of the drop? Same formula. V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. V given as 500 equal 9 into 10 power 9. Charge 3 into 10 power minus 6 by R. Then R is equal 9 3 to 27, 10 power 9 in 10 power minus 6, 10 power 3 by 500. Okay. So from this, you will get the answer the question. Right. Now, you see the next problem. Two positive point charges, each of magnitude Q, are fixed on y-axis at points y equal plus A and minus A. Okay. So find the potential at the origin. The second bit, the potential at any point on the axis. Right. Here the charge Q is placed at the point A and B. Sir. Potential due to the charge Q placed at A, VA is equal how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by A. Potential due to this charge VB equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by A. Same charge. Both are like charges. The total potential at origin equal the sum of these two, VA plus VB, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by A plus Q by A, 2 Q by A. Second bit, the potential at any point on the x-axis. On the x-axis, I consider a point C here. Its coordinates x comma 0. Then OC is equal to x. Since it is A, this will be root of x square plus A square. This is also root of x square plus a square. Then the point C is from the point A at the distance root of x square plus a square. Similarly, from the point B, distance root of x square plus a square. Hence, potential at that point equal to, so the potential due to the charge placed at A plus potential due to the charge placed at B equal 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. It is root of x square plus a square plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by root of x square plus a square. This would be the answer. Okay. The next problem is, look at this. The electric potential in the space is given by V equal 3x plus 4y minus 7z. Obtain the expression for potential gradient electric field strength. Potential V equal 3x plus 4y minus 7z. Gradient del bar V equal to I cap dou V by dou x, j cap dou V by dou y plus k cap dou V by dou z. I cap dou by dou x of this 3 plus j cap dou by dou y of this 4 plus k cap into dou by dou z of this minus 7. This is the answer. Now, what is the field strength? Field strength is called negative gradient of potential. Therefore, field strength would be minus 3i minus 4j plus 7k cap. You observe here, E bar, there is no variable. So from this E bar equal to minus 3i minus 4j plus 7k, your potential will remains constant. Next, V of xyz equal 4x square minus 3y square minus 9z square. Find electric field strength at 3, 4, 5. Electric field strength E bar equal minus gradient of potential minus I cap dou V by dou x plus j cap dou V by dou y plus k cap dou V by dou z equal to minus is common, I cap dou V by x minus dou by dou x of this 8x plus j cap into dou by dou y of V will get minus 6y plus k cap into minus 18z. Okay, that equal minus 8xi cap plus 6yj cap plus 18z k cap. In this, you substitute x is equal 3, y equal 4, z equal 5. You will get the field strength at that point. Okay. Yes. The points to be remembered in the present lecture are: the first way define the equipotential surface, that is the surface in an electric field on which the electric potential at every point remains constant, that is called as equipotential surface. The characteristics of equipotential surfaces are: the lines of force at every point on the equipotential surface are perpendicular to the surface. The electric field is always perpendicular to the equipotential surface at every point, and these surfaces are similar to the wavefronts in optics. The work done in moving the charge from one point to another point on the equipotential surface is equal to 0, as there is no potential difference. So after that, we discuss the relation between the field strength and potential difference. We derived the expressions E equal to V by D, and also we have shown that the electric field strength equal to the negative gradient of potential. After that, we have seen the applications of potential in the two cases. One is the potential due to a uniformly charged infinite length of a wire. This is the linear charge distribution case. There we got the formula V of r equal lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught log r ln r base e plus c is the integration constant. After that, we discuss the potential due to uniformly charged infinite non-conducting plane sheet. This is plane charge distribution. the potential V of R is equal minus integral of sigma by 2 epsilon naught to dr, that gives minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught r plus c. Here also c stands for integration constant, sigma surface charge density. Okay, thank you.